Okay, we had a Necreal task, I think. And an Abyssal Demon task, okay. But yeah, we'll try and get back into it. God, I do not like the horns at the start of that song. I wonder if the whip is the best option. It can't be. You gotta use a Demon Bane weapon here, I think. Also, did I just go to the Dead Man world on accident? Clearly not. I think that world's like its own thing. Like a speedrun world or something like that. Okay, so 4 hours, that's like 20 or 280k at most. Probably closer to 200k. I have a big swing. See what we can do. That's actually enough to be done with Slayer. Holy shit. That's crazy. Actually within reach at the end, theoretically, as long as I don't fuck up my rate too badly. Which inevitably will happen because, I don't know. It's not like guaranteed or anything like that, but it's pretty likely, right? My execution isn't like, you know, up top notch or anything. Trying to keep it a little chill rather than maximum sweat. Wait. These are dragon darts. Oh, Jesus Christ. How did this happen? Why do I have dragon darts here? Just set myself up, I guess. Actually, I must have gotten rid of my darts Why did I even notice that? That's fucking crazy. Yeah, I just brought the wrong ones. I guess they do look a little different. 2 million dragon darts. I basically just saved myself 2 million gold. Oh my god, and after all that world hopping, so it might not even be my spot when I get back there. Yeah, it looks like somebody's there. Shit. No, that's the way it goes. Guess I'm still grateful that I didn't miss out on 2 million gold. Certainly wouldn't be worth doing this task a little bit faster, but that is exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to being inefficient. How did I even notice that there was something weird? It's fucking crazy. No, it's that guy again. The fighter torso. Fang. Look at how far away that dude is. Guess we'll try and kill that guy after? I don't really know. I think this guy, if I had to guess, the reason why he's so far away is probably because he was one of these guys and he just ended up leashed over there. And as a result, he's like unable to pathfind back to his home, back to his spawn point. But we can find out. Just tag that guy. See where he ends up after we kill him. Let's see. Can we pull him? Yeah, he'll come a little bit, at least. That's as far as he wants to go, though. It's okay. That's pretty fucking awkward, actually. I didn't even think that they would do that, but I guess it's... Oh my fucking god, please. That's literally the one place I didn't want you to go. Fucking Abyssal demons, dude. Pain in the ass. They drop rune square shields? Huh. A more rare drop, I imagine? Yeah, that's the second one I've ever gotten. Out of 6,000 Abyssal demons. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty rare drop. Yep. Okay, see, he spawned over there. Which means that's probably why he had so much trouble getting back where he's supposed to be. Why did I just... Oh, because I used my magic. I was like, why did I just max it for 41 with my Din's Bulwark? Jesus. Definitely not breaking any speed records here. I don't care about that guy anymore. Doesn't matter if he's back where he's supposed to be. Should be fine. I didn't wait long enough. Seems like it's okay though. So every time you hit an Abyssal Demon, it seems like, I'm not sure, but maybe it's when they melee you, but I think it's when you hit them, they have a chance of teleporting. Which is why I'll randomly switch targets like that. Usually. Sometimes it's because the thing that I'm targeting dies, and I just choose a new target randomly based on who hit me first out of all of these guys. But often it'll be just because the thing that I was targeting is still alive, it's just on the side of me instead of in front of me or whatever. I'm glad we were able to solve that mystery as to why sometimes the Abyssal Demons seem to get stuck up there. Before I only had a theory, and I also figured out a way to test it, but I didn't do it last time. I had a guy like that. I just changed worlds, I think, even. Because it seemed like I couldn't fix it. But no, you totally can. Just got to kill him. Actually, no. So that's happened 2 times before. One time I killed him. The other time, I just changed worlds, I think. Something like that. Guess I froze that guy there. Yep, certainly did. Extra melee for no reason. So I heard there's a new, I guess, 28 movie. So there's the movie 28 Days Later and then 28 Weeks Later. And now 17 years after, there's now 28 years later. I don't know. I've only ever seen one person talk about it so far, and they had an extremely negative view of the movie. I haven't even seen the trailer of the movie, so I know literally nothing about it at all. Like myself firsthand. But they had a very negative view of that movie, so I fully expect it to not be very good. Because usually if a movie is like bad, like you can still say, you know, this part was good or whatever, but like my dude was, first of all, he's a video game guy, like that's what he does on YouTube, right? And he was like, nah man, I gotta talk about this movie. Like I understand that we do like video games here, but like you need to understand that this movie was bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's definitely remarkable in a way that I am concerned for the well-being of that movie. Really? Wow, that was crazy. I fully did not expect to be casting in that situation. I guess I should have switched sooner. Why did I move? If I targeted this guy and he moved over there, I understand why I would cast at him, but why would I go from where I was standing to over here? I have plenty of range with magic. I don't understand. At line of sight. Very weird. So yeah, no opinions on the movie or anything like that, but if you're interested in zombie movies and you wanted to give it a shot, be worried, be careful. It seems like it's a big old waste. I'd suggest double checking, I don't know, critical reviews or something like that before you go out. See what the public score looks like before you spend your money, because I think it's going to be a big dud from the way that guy was describing it, at least. He said something like the camera work made the Blair Witch Project look like a professional Hollywood film. It's like, damn, that's not good. That's a special kind of bad, to be honest. It's almost like a stylistic kind of bad, if anything. But it didn't do anything for him. He did not have very much positive to say at all. I fully don't remember anything positive that he said about the movie. But he enjoyed the first one for sure, and then he liked the next one a lot less. 28 Weeks Later or whatever it was. I've never seen 28 Weeks Later. I've only seen 28 Days Later. That movie has a dick in it right at the start. I remember very well that there's a dick in that movie. So if you want some more dick in your life, you know what I'm saying? I can definitely recommend 28 Days Later. You will be satisfied, perhaps, with the amount of dick in that movie. Well, I don't know. If you want a lot of dick in your life, you probably will not be satisfied. But, you know what I'm saying? Something to be said for a little bit of Hollywood dick, I guess. I don't know. It's not pornographic, I would say, at all. But it is definitely a penis. The main character wakes up in a hospital bed in the opening seconds of the movie. And I believe he's not wearing anything at all, actually, in retrospect, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But he might be wearing like a hospital gown or something. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard to get out of this experience hole. Abyssal demons are just not the one for me. I'm like really struggling with this task in particular. I mean, to be fair, it is a little harder than most first tasks. Usually you just group up the dudes in the single area and then kill them. But this one you have to do 2 different rooms, which means that you have to do it fast. It's actually a skill check, unlike any other burst task, really. I think that guy, same thing as the one that was up here. Somehow I got one of these guys over there, and that just fucked it all up. His AI is completely bugging now, which is fine. We can just wait for these guys to respawn, kill this room by itself, then gather this room up, and by then this room will probably be respawned. It'll be fine. I'm not really a fan of horror movies or horror media in general. I don't really like anything scary. The last thing that I really liked that was specifically designed to be scary was like Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which I think there's 3 of them, 3 different like books. Mostly I just like the art. It was very gnarly, kind of graphic, but I feel like something about it resonated with me in a way that no other horror media really does. Sometimes like kids horror stuff is fine and I'll even enjoy it. Like Nightmare Before Christmas is kind of like children's horror, I guess. I like that okay, but like it's not like my biggest thing or anything. Jack Skellington is surprisingly kind of an asshole and a narcissist as well. I just remember him being like a fun, like actually kind of joyous character that like really liked Christmas, even though he didn't totally understand Christmas. And turns out, no, he actually understands Christmas pretty well, number one. And number two, he's like fully just not interested in like anyone other than himself really, and imposing Christmas upon all of the residents of Halloween Town or whatever. Like he really doesn't give a shit about, as far as I can tell, just about anyone. At some point though, Sally, the leading lady, I don't know, gets rescued by him, and he decides that he's going to like reward her by being, I don't know, like romantic with her or something. Like it fully doesn't feel like he cares about her at all, or had any kind of realization that he had like feelings for her or something like that. I think he just noticed that she liked him, and he was like, oh yeah, no, I can make that happen. You know what I mean? Like that's literally all it is. Like some kind of a fucking trophy. He's kind of a creep, like actually, in retrospect. That, and also there's like it's definitely more of a nitpick rather than like a characterization thing, where I feel like his character's like at least suspect. This is more of a nitpick. He does like his whole Christmas, like his whole Santa Claus thing, right? Where he like delivers all the presents, whatever, right? And they're all like terrible presents, whatever, right? And they shoot him out of the sky, the like US military or whatever, like unironically, like literally blasts him out of the goddamn sky or whatever, wherever it happens to be. It doesn't matter if it's in the US or not. And he flew there using his sleigh, right? From Halloween Town. So like the thing that's weird is that like not only are there these like, you know, holiday themed towns that exist, you know, the Easter Bunny and Christmas and Halloween, right? But also they're connected to each other through these doors. And also inside of the door for Christmas, implicitly, right, Santa Claus actually starts there, but just like flies without using the doors, presumably, to like the real world, I guess, right? Presumably. It's not clear how Jack got to the real world, but I'm guessing that he just like flew off from Halloween Town. So like in the same way that, you know, Santa Claus's workshop is at the North Pole, Halloween Town is just like at a fucking place on Earth. It's just like somewhere. And there's just these fast teleporting doors that are holiday themed that connect them all or something like that. It's very, very strange. Because not only are those doors like existent and also apparently just like different teleport points throughout the real world, but also when Jack gets shot down, he's like, his like sleigh is like fully ruined and destroyed. And the next time you see him, which is like 20 or 30 seconds later, like you just smash cut to him at Halloween Town in like his ruined ass like Santa Claus outfit or whatever, because he just like ran home. Like he was flying through the sky across the goddamn world, but he made it home just on foot in like literally no time passes, basically. Like in the narrative, no significant amount of time has passed. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, where is this? What is happening? How can he just do that? Like, it doesn't matter, I guess, in the grand scheme of things, but it is definitely one of those things where it's like, no, seriously, how did that happen? Like in the context of does he just not need the sleigh? Is the sleigh just an aesthetic thing? And is this all in the world? Did he go through a door that goes to like the regular world and then return back through that door? Because the doors themselves, right, that have like Halloween Town and Christmas Town and all those, it's like not nearby like Halloween Town. Like he has to go out of his way to get there. The first time he gets there, he's just like wandering or whatever. But on repeat visits to Christmas Town or whatever, like it's portrayed as if it takes a good amount of time to actually get there. So if he did return through even those doors on foot, it's still shocking to me that he did it as fast as he did at just the way that it shot. But like, definitely, again, more of a nitpick than anything else. It's not that important, right? It's just, you know, them not wasting any of their screen time on him slowly traveling back to Halloween Town where the rest of the plot is. But it's also like, you didn't have to shoot him down, you know, like if that's the way it was going to be, like you could have just, I don't know, done something even slightly different, but you know, shot him out of the sky and then he just flies back home all ragged or whatever. But you know, not a big deal. Again, it's also claymation, right? So like every decision they make about how or what they're going to shoot is like dozens at least of man hours, probably more like hundreds of man hours for every scene. It's like not an easy thing. So I do want to give them, you know, the benefit of the doubt, especially for like Oogie Boogie. Like the number of like bugs and critters and stuff that may make up Oogie Boogie's de-sacked body is crazy, dude. Crazy. Also, the like whole Oogie Boogie like villain set piece section and all that is like fully so that there can be a boss fight in Kingdom Hearts. Like I genuinely don't know in the context of that movie like why they have literally any of that shit. Even Oogie Boogie's presence in general is like not actually important. Like if you remove Oogie Boogie from the movie, I don't think actually anything really changes, except there isn't a third act scene for Jack to be the hero, which I guess is why it's there, so that Jack isn't just a fuck up scumbag narcissist who convinced everyone in Halloween Town to do Christmas for no reason other than because he fucking wanted to. I mean, I guess he kind of convinced them a little bit, sort of, to like do Christmas, but mostly he's just using his like celebrity, the power of celebrity, to like impress upon everyone how much they should do Christmas because he wants to do Christmas. It doesn't really feel like the other people in Halloween Town like really feel Christmassy in the way that Jack does. And even Jack is like kind of fucked up. He's got kind of a fucked up perspective on like what Christmas is supposed to be like. Only kind of, because he gets like a lot of it super duper right, but some of it's just like, oh no, like those gifts, as far as I can tell, are perfectly fine. Like what's wrong with horrifying all of these children? That's the idea. Like, what the fuck is going on, man? Like, what part of Christmas are you not like, you saw a normal Christmas. Like, you know, the thing that you saw is not what you're impressing upon these regular ass people. Or at least I don't think he would have a problem with understanding that, but maybe he does. And it also does, in my opinion, convey the narcissism as well. Because like, if you have just like a regular amount of empathy or whatever, like clearly, even though you know the scares are like a fun part of the Halloween holiday, right? It's clearly not a part of the Christmas one. Like you can see, right, that nothing is scary at all. So like, what's going on, dog? Like, why are you pretending that the fear factor is part of Christmas? Because it's clearly not anywhere else. I just don't quite understand, I guess, him as a character. Because a lot of it you can like hand wave, but he's like not a dumb guy at all. But he, you know, he can be smart in other ways, I guess, to be fair. Like, I'm not very good with emotions either. But I definitely didn't get the impression that like he was even trying to like understand or listen or anything like that. He was just like, no, this is what we're doing and I'm gonna make it happen and I really don't care who's worried about me being missing or what other people's advice might be or what kind of problems might be, you know, created in me doing this, or about Santa Claus himself, his well-being, because I'm trusting him with people that I basically know for a fact are going to be conspired against at least me specifically through Oogie Boogie, if not like the entire like town's intention. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things like that where it's like, bro, like he didn't even like interrogate or ask or anything to like find out where Santa Claus was. When everything went sideways, he went straight to Oogie Boogie's house because that's where he knew where Santa Claus was going to be, because he told the kids not to bring it to Oogie Boogie, and that is exactly what the fuck they did. And I'm like, what is going on here? Like, why did you let this escalate to the level that it did, unless you're trying to make this happen the way that you're trying to make it happen? Like, you know what I mean? Unless this was on purpose, I genuinely don't understand what Jack is like actually doing here. And I feel like it's a lot less, he's characterized a lot less like a villain or like a narcissist in the Kingdom Hearts version of the story as well. I don't know that because I haven't seen it in a very, very long time. It's been a long, long time since I've played Kingdom Hearts, but we're going to play Kingdom Hearts again. And I would be so fascinated to know what Jack feels like as a character, because the way that I remember him being, he was like fully like a beacon of good and positivity and shit in Halloween Town. He was just like much beloved by everyone. He's a little scary, but like that's what it's like in Halloween Town. You know what I mean? That's just how the boys roll. And it does not feel that way at all in the actual movie by itself, because we saw it very, very recently, and it was a good movie, but like not because he's a good person. That is not what's going on there. But yeah, I think we're going to play all the Kingdom Hearts games. A bunch of other games as well. Eventually. I think we're just going to like kind of line them up somehow, just so you can know what game we're going to be actually playing in advance. And also so that if you are interested in a particular game, I'll play it more than just the way that I view it, right? Like realistically, my streams are probably too long for any one person to be there to like all the time, right? And with that in mind, you or anyone is probably going to want to watch, you know, one game over any other game. And with that in mind, right, rather than playing, you know, let's say Kingdom Hearts, right, starting it on Tuesday, because we don't stream on Mondays, starting it on Tuesday, and then playing it through until it's done, like maybe 3 days later, right? What I think makes more sense is for me to play Kingdom Hearts on Tuesday and then play a different game on Wednesday and yet a different game on Friday. That way, the people that are more likely to show up on any given day probably have that same availability, like generally week to week. So you're much more likely to see the rest of any given game. Does mean that, like, obviously if I choose, you know, Kingdom Hearts, right, and you're the #1 Kingdom Hearts hater, but you're only available on Tuesdays, and I choose Kingdom Hearts for Tuesday, that's like truly tragic for you, because now you have to choose, you know, do I want to even watch this dude, or or would I rather just not subject myself to Kingdom Hearts? You know what I mean? I'm saying, like, which is like, it is what it is. I think I'm mostly going to solve that by virtue of using the Discord, some kind of poll, which I think I'm supposed to have a poll, right? Did I forget to do a poll? Yes, I did. Okay, so I guess we'll do a poll as well. Maybe I should ask about that. Yeah, that'll be a good thing to ask. It's obviously a little early to like really be making these kinds of calls. So we've still got RuneScape left, but eventually there will come a time where I need to ask anyway to see what, because obviously it doesn't matter to me. I can do either. You draft is just finally I get to catch a Panda stream. Yeah. Well, I mean, sure, I guess. I'm glad to have you, but you know, we're always around. It's not like you're missing anything. There's not core character development happening. It's just a little more RuneScape. I think that this is enough, so I think it doesn't matter that I'm missing the others. After RuneScape. Okay, done here. And then one other option is hold. I guess. I don't know. It's kind of an ambiguous kind of thing to ask, I guess. But I'm doing my best. I don't know. Dust Devils. That's a great task. The Interruptus says, are we starting the other game tomorrow? Core Keeper, yeah. That'll be the plan, as I understand it. All right, let's get rid of this whip. Go do some necks. We can do our dailies too. I don't know if we will. I guess we should. Just real quick while I'm thinking about it. I typically do them as soon as I think about it, so that way it'll be less confusing for me later. What else did we want? Potions for neck reels, which is really like 4. Oh, and my lumberage ring, of course. But yeah, I think Core Keeper is going to be the next game that we play, Cam, and then that'll be Lokrin's contribution to the pickle pack, if you will, the game that he nominated, and then you will be able to choose whatever game you like. And I really honestly don't think that you could choose something that we wouldn't be down to at least play for a week. Obviously not Eve is my suggestion, but anything will be fine. And then after that, I don't know, whoever wants to choose, whoever cares about something. I know Delta's always got a game that he wants to play, so very well could be Delta. Makes sense. He also plays a lot of games, maybe even more games than most of us do, because he not only does he play games on stream, he also plays games off stream, and he plays a variety of games, and he has a bunch of different groups of people that he plays games with as well. So it kind of makes sense. All right. Let's go get some necks murdered. Cam says, don't worry, I'll pick something good so we can bing chilling. I mean, you know, sometimes it makes sense to play something that's like good is great, right? But sometimes it makes sense to play something that's like kind of bad, because if you want to play something that's kind of bad, you want to play it with people that you are comfortable playing games with. You know what I'm saying? You want to be like, oh, hey, you know, nice to meet you. It's our first time playing something together. Let's play this terrible game. And they're like, wow, this guy's going to make me play trash. You know what I mean? Like I could see that being a thing where it's like, if you wanted to get through something that you couldn't subject just anyone to, we are kind of like the guys. Like, you know, we'll be around for the next game, no matter what this one happens to be. So there is that aspect to it. But yeah, I certainly don't mind. My main thing is I like beating games. I like starting something and finishing it. But other than that, I don't even have that strong of a preference. Like, whatever we got is whatever we got. It's all good. I didn't bring my expeditious bracelets. It's okay. It'll be fine. Just for gore. I guess I probably could have killed this one last neck reel. I stopped because I thought that they were all going to spawn kind of at once, but they kind of didn't. I should probably stop trying to pick up this stuff. It doesn't matter that much. Auto retaliate's on, and yet I'm not casting. Whoops. That's really fucking unfortunate. Well, that changes what we're doing a little bit. Or at least it's changing where we do it. I would love to pull that guy in, but I think he might be too far away. I'm not sure. Hi, Viper Venom Gaming. Oh my god. Viper Venom Gaming. Your name is not that hard, but I definitely fucked it up. And I apologize for that, because I don't know. I am sleep deprived, to be fair. And that's not because I've been streaming a lot. I'm just separately also sleep deprived. Zero says he's slaying. If you can call it slaying. I'm definitely trying, but I'm just trying my best not to fuck it up presently. Viper? Okay. Or do you prefer Viper Venom Gaming? I can say it. I promise you I can say it. I know those words, and I can even use them in a sentence. I'm not going to prove that to you because I don't feel like I am owed or due. Zero says, or do you prefer just underscore gaming? Or is the underscore silent, perhaps? Okay, so things are getting a little out of hand. It's a little hard to get... Oh, you know what? We could do this. I'm sorry, did I not hit this guy? I mean, he's like in the middle of the shit, so I guess it's fine. Really? Really? Why did that even happen? Did the guy that I target literally die in one hit? Yeah, I guess he must have, because that's a Mystic Air Staff. So we had a guy that was stuck here and a guy that was stuck there. Then that means that the only way to hit both of them is by putting a person in either of these two squares, basically. Because the burst range is 3x3, and the 3x3 in either of those places would hit both. Because neither of them could move for like 22 ticks or something like that. So I was trying to solve a problem, and I did like an okay job at best in doing that. I was gonna spec to like pull these two guys in so that we could kind of just continue bursting them in this like center area. But I didn't have enough spec energy. I do now. It's a little bit of a weird way to do this, but it's kind of efficient because we're always hitting these guys. Viper says Viper's completely fine, less of a mouthful. Yeah, I can handle mouthfuls. My name is that Daft Punk Panda. You know what I mean? Like, your name is fine, all right? My name is too long. Too many syllables. Kind of unclear direction. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're fine. Viper Venom Gaming, short, punchy. Gives you an impression. Seems green. Probably because of the Valorant character, I guess. I think her name's Viper. Viper Venom Gaming says not everyone can handle it. Oh, but I can handle it. I've got my fair share of long names. I can handle long name style, no problem. Something of my specialty, actually. Do I remember to change everything? Yeah, sure. It's kind of a weak title. Slayer again. I mean, it's not incorrect. We're just going to be here until midnight, though. No, I should have said Slayer till midnight. That would have been a way better title. Okay, so we had a Necreal task and a Dust Devil task, I think. We can definitely do the Dust Devil with an Expeditious Bracelet. No, a Bracelet of Slaughter. That's the one. Opposite. Because we want to be here as long as possible. This is where the experience really is. Get like 50k for this task, I think. Really? He's alive. Goddamn. This dude eats his goddamn Wheaties. Honestly, I thought one more was gonna spawn, but I guess these are all the guys. Are you also playing RuneScape, Viper Venom Gaming? As you can see, I certainly am. Also, welcome in Zero. What's up, dude? How you doing? You holding it down over there? Is there any news? Are you sober? If you're sober today, you can tell me how to turn off my car if you want to think about it more. If you could do me the favor of telling me how to turn off my car while sober. I'm sure your advice from before was also good, but maybe you have got a better idea of like other potential problems or something. I don't know. You said that you being drunk was messing with you before, right? So whoops. Stick bash. Long stick style. Wait, am I still stick bashing? Fuck. It's gonna take forever to finish this fucking task. Viper says, no, I was gonna play Minecraft with Ruby. Ran into some technical difficulties for the stream. Ruby Fire Gaming. Also known as other things than that, I'm sure. It's just Ruby to me. Ruby Fire with a 3 now. Ruby Fur 3, obviously. We'll set this up after. It's gonna take me a second. And I'll be blood barraging, or just regular barraging, I guess. Can I drink these? Not quite. Soon. We've got full spec. Okay, so drop this, I guess. How did I end up with full spec? I should be using like half of it every time. And ending up with like barely enough. If not enough. Ruby says, no, don't say it that way. Ruby Fur 3? Why not? That's what your name is. It's like Fant Four Stick, my favorite superhero movie. Or for Threer, one of the only horror games I've ever played, meow. Viper says, oh look, here they are now. What do you mean, other things, meow? Oh, Ruby's had other names than Ruby, I'm sure. it's not like based on anything in particular, meow. Like it's just like a logical guess, meow, rather than like a something that I'm like saying with certainty in my chest. You know what I'm saying, meow? It's like I just assumed that Ruby's had other names as well that I'm just not privy to, meow. And Ruby says, yeah, I've had several. See, meow. I think I knew of one other one, meow, but I'm not positive of that, meow, and I certainly don't know what it would have been, meow. Ruby says, I'm working on a rebrand, but I'll probably keep Ruby in the name, meow. Okay, fair enough, meow. Ruby says, yes, it was Rin the Fox, meow. That's certainly possible, meow. I knew you by Ruby Fire Gaming, meow. I don't know about Rin the Fox, meow. Maybe, meow. Rin the Fox does sound familiar, meow, but I didn't really like know you at that point, meow. I just knew the name Rin the Fox, meow, and probably saw it around, meow, but much more familiar with you as a person since Ruby Fire Gaming, meow, from that point onwards, meow. Do this, meow. Says, I thought Viper was Ruby because I know before she mentioned changing her screen name to Viper, meow. Really, meow. Person of many names, meow. Didn't you just change your name again, meow? How are you already rebranding again, meow? That's what makes Ruby a person of many names. What can we say, meow? Viper says, no, that was Venom, I believe. That does actually, now that you mention it, Viper, that does sound familiar to me, meow. Ruby says, yeah, I do go by that as well. I'm in a stage of not knowing me, meow. Oh, well. That stage is actually very familiar to me, meow, and as far as I can tell, meow, it doesn't go away, meow. So just get comfortable with that, meow. That's just the experience, you know, meow. You just and enjoy that, meow. That's just life now, meow. Ruby says Agent Venom, meow. And Viper says Agent Venom, or AV for short, meow. I don't know if I would go with AV as an acronym, meow, because AV means something very specific in some circles, meow. And there's a significant overlap between some of those circles and like anime, meow. For example, the acronym JAV, meow, means something like very particular. Keep safe search on if you're curious, meow. Actually, if you turn safe search on, meow, you might not even figure out what it stands for, to be honest with you, meow. There's a non-zero chance that you'll just not know, meow. Ruby says, yeah, I'll try to make it both of those names, meow. And Viper says Ruby Venom, meow. That could work, meow. A lot of those kind of names are going to be taken probably, meow, but you can figure something out, meow. All right, so we're about halfway done with this task, Meow. I am not using the right weapon, Meow. Actually, I don't know if I need to go here in Mac, Meow. There's 3 dudes here, Meow. If I step here, Meow, there's a 50-50 shot that this guy goes there or here, Meow. Could go in either. So I think it makes sense, actually, Meow, to go here and just see what happens, Meow. But if I go here and back, then this guy will go forward and this guy will go forward, Meow. Actually, they both could go forward as well, Meow. So I guess it's fine, Meow. One's confirmed, the other's like a tick perfect guaranteed setup, Meow. So I guess there's no reason not to do one or the other, like whatever you prefer, Meow. I think doing it faster probably is better, Meow. One's 2 ticks, the other's 1 tick plus the time it takes for me to understand what's happening, Meow, which could be more than a tick, Meow. I'm not sure, Meow. My ability to read the game, Meow, is definitely not tick perfect, Meow. I definitely don't read every single tick, that's for sure, Meow. Think I do okay though, Meow, but it's definitely not perfect, Meow. Tick perfect, excuse me, Meow. Lots of Mystic Air Staffs, Meow. Did I not change this fucking I feel like I'm always listening to this song somehow, Meow. Oh, because I left and came back, I guess, Meow? But I thought I said it's a random, Meow. God damn it, Meow. We spend way too much time in the Catacombs of Korran, Meow, to ever listen to that song again, Meow. Is the problem. We're like always goddamn here, Meow. There's like 3 tasks that are worth doing. Of the like 6 tasks, there's 3 tasks that are good here that are worth doing, Meow, out of the like 6 or 7 tasks that we have as options, Meow. So we're here like literally half of our time, Meow. We simply cannot listen to this song at more than like once a stream, Meow. It's crazy, crazy, Meow, to do that. Becomes the soundtrack of the entire fucking stream, Meow. Maybe I should have ended early, Meow. I don't know, Meow. I'm kind of excited for someone's like special event, Meow. Do you guys want to celebrate? You guys want to celebrate a special event? It's a birthday stream, Meow. I think that they're still live, and I think they're going to be live for another couple hours, Meow. I streamed all day long. I was live literally before they were even, Meow. And they're doing a special 12-hour stream, Meow. And by virtue of that, Meow, I'm obviously, well, if I don't end early, Meow, I will not be able to be there at all, Meow. So how do you guys feel about it? Do you want to say happy birthday? Are you guys all on your best behavior, Meow? Because if you want to say happy birthday to someone, we can raid into them. But if you're not on your best behavior, then we'll stay in the Slayer mines where we deserve to be, Meow. Do our homework. Viper says, sure, Meow. That is not very convincing to me, Meow. Cam says, my birthday is in 4 days, Meow. Does that mean that you're willing to share your birthday, Meow? Or are you like already on like your birthday grind, Meow? You know? Are you already like, nah, I'm not wishing nobody happy birthday. It's mine, Meow. It's my turn, Meow. I gave you your turn. The other 365 days, Meow. Because it's a leap year, Meow. That's not correct, Meow. Everybody's birthday's in June, Meow. That's crazy, Meow. Cam says, don't tell anyone. I just usually get a cake and everything, Meow. Yeah, Meow. I have to mute the stream, Meow. I can't think while I'm listening to her talk, Meow. But yeah, so it is what it is then, Meow. That's fine. Meow. We'll just do our homework then, Meow. It is due, Meow. Yeah, I thought there might be one missing, Meow. It's okay. We got him. Thank you for the hydrate, Viper Venom Gaming. I feel like I didn't hear the redeem for some reason, but I see it, so it's fine, I guess. Is this song on a loop? No, I don't think it is. I think it just has a part where it sounds like it repeats itself. Viper Venom Gaming says gotta stay hydrated. Sure. There are people who are like, you have to drink like 2 liters of water a day or some shit like that. First of all, that's like a dubious, like, assertion to begin with. And secondly, that can only possibly be true if you're talking about the amount of like literally water you need to consume in your body, as opposed to like water that you need to drink. The difference being that foods, almost all of them, have water in them. Like a lot of the weight of food that you consume is water, right? So like you don't need like literally a 2 liter that you are at your bedside that you constantly drink unless you don't eat any food at all, right? Most food that you'd eat probably has a lot of water in it. In fact, the way that microwaves work, right, is by exciting water molecules, right? It literally activates them and makes them vibrate, and that's where the heat comes from the water molecules vibrating in your food. Hypervenom Gaming says, I know people who drink that much. I mean, you can drink a lot of water. I don't think you need to drink anywhere near that much water. Most people don't, unless it's like hot or you're sweating or something, or you're doing a lot of work, or there's a lot of reasons why, right? But someone like me, I could drink probably like 2 glasses of water and not be wanting for any more. Like, staying hydrated isn't about drinking X amount of water. It's drinking when you're thirsty, and especially drinking water when you're thirsty. Like, you'll be fine just with that, I think. Typically, most people at least, their body's regulated well enough where when you are thirsty, drink and you'll be fine. You can drink more than that, or according to any kind of like schedule or whatever, but like you don't really need to, you know what I mean? Like, just drinking when you're thirsty is more than enough. Drafted says, what about ovens? You know, why is it called oven when you take the food out? When you place food out? I don't know. So there's a meme. It's gonna sound ridiculous if I don't show you the image as well. So that's why I'm getting the image as well. I've read it many times, but we'll read it again because you brought it up and for no reason other than that. Open link. Why did it fucking... I want to open the link. I don't want to fucking save the image. I want to open the link. Could you just open the fucking regular ass URL, bro? Like, if I wanted to save the image, I would have asked you to save the image. Fucking bitch ass computer, bro. Nobody asked for that. What is this? Oh, yeah, that'll do. How do I still have this? What? That's not what I wanted. There you go. Why do they call it oven when you oven the cold food of out hot eat the food? There you go. It's Zoomer humor. This can hang out with us for the rest of the day. It'll be for like an hour or two. Okay. All the trouble I went through so that I didn't have to just like save the image, and then it just saved the image anyway because I didn't fucking ask it to. God, I hate that shit. It's like a security risk as well. Like opening an image isn't necessarily, well, I mean, there's a certain amount of risk of opening a link or whatever, opening an image. Actually, like only so much, but it's technically a thing. But way more, I guess I could have just copied and pasted the link. That's probably what I should have done because I saw the link was there. But it's way worse to actually download a file from any random sketchy fucking site. Like, God damn it, man. Could you kindly fuck off? I didn't ask you to do that, computer. Could you fucking confirm before you download random shit for me as well? Jesus. Viper says, I actually used to go around with a 2-liter jug of water throughout the day, but that is when I lived in hotter weather. And then he said, technical difficulty. This isn't a technical difficulty. It's just a problem. I mean, I guess you could, it's like a broad strokes technical. It's not like I'm experiencing scuff. It downloaded something when I didn't want it to. I'm not experiencing difficulty. I'm experiencing insubordination. I want it to like fucking not do that shit ever again, if anything. I mean, it's okay for it to download stuff when I tell it to, but I don't want any unintentional downloads literally ever. That sounds like a virus, bro. I stand to gain little, if anything, from that. No thanks. Viper says the computer has a mind of its own. No, it definitely just followed my instructions poorly. What are we doing? So we got 32 left. That's 5 pulls, 7 each. And then what? Dust Devil task. Hopefully no more neck reel tasks. They're fine. They're starting to wear thin on me because I don't know. It's fine if I have this. If I don't have the lumberage ring, it kind of sucks, to be honest. I don't like resetting in the middle of a task just to get more fucking inventory space for some items of like dubious value. Like, it's like good and all, but like, I don't know, man. I don't really like care to pick this shit up. I guess I could just ignore it, right? Just leave the shit on the ground, but that kind of feels bad too. Okay, so let's see. Whoa. Oh, because we're an hour. Wow, we're already an hour into this VOD. God damn. That's fucking crazy. We've been playing RuneScape for an hour already. Holy shit, the time flies. How do people stream for 3 fucking hours? I feel like you turn your stream on and then turn the shit off instantly. I guess because they're a lot more bubbly and stuff. I am not that. I'm as bubbly as steel fucking wool. Steel wool is a good name for me, actually. I kind of like it. Isn't that the developer of Five Nights at Freddy's? Steel wool? Something like that? Yo, can this guy die, please? Thank you. Just no one's gonna be nearby. Viper says, hey, my stream was about 2 hours this morning, but I had to get to work. Okay. Did you feel like you turned your stream on and then immediately turned it off? Or perhaps you have a much more bubbly personality and thus you felt exhausted after 2 hours of streaming? Because the more animated you are, I could definitely see it being more tiring. Viper says, no, I streamed for 2 hours on BO6, at least. BO6. Yeah, no idea what that could mean. Sounds like a video game? I guess? Black Ops 6. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know. I don't know very much about Black Ops 6. I know that if I were playing, say, League of Legends, right? Depending on the games that I actually properly got into, if I streamed for 2 hours, I might play as few as 2 games of League of Legends. Probably not as few as 1. I don't think you can play 1 game for 2 hours really reasonably. I think it can go for like an hour and 20-ish minutes. But with that, I definitely feel like I could turn my stream on, play League of Legends, play 2 games in 2 hours and be like, well, I guess we're done. Hypers is one of very few games I can do short streams with if I wanted / needed. Very few. That's interesting. I wonder why you think that only Black Ops 6 is short stream compatible. Because I feel like any game that has like almost like matchmaking in general like lends itself to being shorter streams if you wanted it to be. But also any game that has like a save function. I'm like really not sure. What do you think makes it so that you can only play some games on shorter streams? I mean, like wanting to do it is a totally different thing, and maybe that's all you mean, is that you only want to do that particular game on shorter streams. But like, ooh, cow fights. That's a great task. We're not gonna do it yet. We'll do Dust Devils first, but it was a great task. Viper Venom Gaming says it's not, but I can since it's matchmaking round based. It's not, but I can. It's not, but I can. So meaning it isn't one of the only games that you could play, but since it is matchmaking based, you can do it. So it's not one of the only games. So that was like you being hyperbolic, I guess. You definitely could. I'm like trying my best to interpret what you're saying, because I feel like there's nothing stopping you from doing like literally whatever you want to do. Like a lot of games, like I do get like theoretically you would have some trouble playing them for a shorter amount of time rather than a longer amount of time, but only some games, and most games don't really have like a minimum time commitment really associated with them. Because like, let's talk about, get an extra one. Let's talk about let's see, what would be a good example of a game that you really want to play for a while? Something that's like slow with like a lot of dialogue, maybe. Something that has like a lot of mysteries, actually. Things that you have to remember would be the thing that you would want to play continuously. That's for a different reason though, but I get it. Yeah, that would be the biggest reason, I think. If you forget about stuff constantly, that would be a huge pain in the ass and definitely make the gaming experience worse. Viper Venom Gaming says some of my other games are long story based, so I get stuck in them for longer. I won't talk about my old 12-hour stream that was dedicated to only Fortnite. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to gather from that, except for the irony of you saying that you're not going to talk about something. I've never played Fortnite. I probably won't either. Nothing against it. Got basically nothing but positive things to say about it, but it doesn't seem like my speed. As far as like the only games that I could think of that would be truly troublesome to play for a short amount of time regularly would be games that I'd be worried about forgetting stuff or making plans for things and then forgetting about those plans over and over again. So like even short order cycle games that have saves, like Civilization, I could see being really troublesome, because you could make a lot of progress towards something and then the next day you play it, or the next time you play it, if it's, you know, days later or whatever, you forget that that's what you were working on. So like, especially like Age of Empires as well. Any games that would benefit from having notes. If you didn't have those notes, it could be a big, not like a big problem, but it could definitely be troublesome. And thus you could also say games like Oblivion and Skyrim, and the Fallouts, if you will, all of those open world games, if you just are lacking for quest markers. So it would be much more so for older games like the Morrowinds, if you will, because the Skyrims and the Fallout 4s, they're very good at giving you like waypoints generally. So it's a little harder to get lost in those games, but you know, those OG, like especially like PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 era games, where a lot of your ability to navigate, especially like a confusing segment in the game, is strictly based on your ability to remember where you were and what you've done. Final Fantasy games are actually a great example. Not so much Final Fantasy 9, that's a little too guided, but like a Final Fantasy 10 or Final Fantasy 7, where there's enough open world segments. And Final Fantasy 9 has some of them as well, but most of that game, in my experience at least, was like you were like not like shoved, but you were like directed down a clear path of like, this is where the progress is. So it would be harder to get lost in that game and then just be like, what am I even supposed to be doing right now? but I could see it in like a Final Fantasy 12 even. That's a late PlayStation 2 game. So it ends up being, if I were to agree with you on that sentiment of like there being some games that are more suited to like shorter streams, it would be the ones that I don't have to remember as much. It's funny that I say that because I'm playing an MMO, which is like perfect for like instantaneous save data and stuff like that. And theoretically has a lot of different directions that you can go, but I'm not too worried about a game like this in particular because progression doesn't have to be linear, whereas it does have to be for like an RPG. So you can kind of just spread out your time in any order. You might have a lot of trouble progressing like long term or whatever, but you can do anything that would help your account or be fun or whatever. And it would all like funnel back in. It would all pay off eventually. Whereas like in a Final Fantasy or whatever, if you just are like running around over leveling on some random dudes, like it's not really helping you. And it's probably not very fun either. It might be. I don't know. Depends on what kind of person you are, I guess. Viper says the irony was the point. So it's ironic that you played Fortnite for 12 hours? Not getting the irony there, I'm going to be honest. Ruby Fire says it's going downhill, honestly. They're just trying to make as much money as possible and not making a battle royale game as much anymore. That is a bold stance. Okay. I don't see it. Like, I fully don't agree. But you have a lot more experience in the game than I do. But people who are interested in making as much money as possible don't innovate by adding entirely new game modes, even if the new game modes aren't beloved or whatever. Like if you want to talk about games that are only interested in making money, I can point them out to you and show you what they are like, and they are not like Fortnite. But you know, fair enough. You're certainly allowed to have your opinion. Viper Venom Gaming says Grand Theft Auto is one for me in Skyrim. That was a one-time thing years ago with my friend. They thought it would be good promotion for our channels. Playing 12 hours of Fortnite, I imagine, and nothing to do with Grand Theft Auto and Skyrim. So when you say Grand Theft Auto is one for you and Skyrim also is, you mean games that you are worried about playing for short amounts of time? I'm guessing that's what you mean. Probably. I wouldn't be worried about Grand Theft Auto, I don't think. It depends what you mean by Grand Theft Auto, though, because you can play it single player, where I think that there's going to be like no trouble with like fucking around for a little while and doing some progression or not or whatever. I think you'll have no problems there. Whereas in multiplayer, I could definitely see you having a lot of trouble like progressing, but like only generally. Like there's just stuff to do in the multiplayer. You just do whatever's fun. So like in some ways I could kind of see it for multiplayer, but even then it's like, well, you only really do what's fun to you anyway. And like there's ways to like make money, but like how much is progression like a core mechanic in that? It's not like it's an RPG, right? Like more money is good, but like, you know, you'll be fine. Viper Venom Gaming says easier to forget what you're doing in the long run. I guess. I don't know. That's a hard one for me to like. It's hard for one for me to agree with you on that one. Like I was saying, with regards to Skyrim in particular, like that game, while it does have a lot, like there's only so many things that are like really like draws, if that makes sense. Like there's like the different side quests, there's the main story, and there's like adventuring, right? Like if you're like, if the thing that you decide that you're gonna do, for example, right? Let's choose something completely separate from those, because I think all of those sans adventuring are like too guided for you to like really like lose your way in any significant way. Like if you wanted to do the companion stuff, you're just gonna do the companion stuff, and in 3 weeks, you're probably going to remember that you were doing companion stuff, or even if you don't, you'll just do something else, and that's fine too. But for example, that you were, let's say you were like, oh man, I want to get all of the words of power, right? That's just an arbitrary goal that would be harder to remember that that's the thing that you were working on. But like, so what? Like, you come back to the game because you want to play the game, and you'll just do something other than that. So like, that's fine. Like worst case scenario, you just kind of have like fun or whatever. Whereas like in a puzzle game, I could see it being actively detrimental to the experience. Like I can't imagine playing Skyrim and being like, I want to do X, and then you play for 2 hours, and then 3 weeks later you get back to the game and you're like, oh fuck, I don't remember what I was doing. And then by virtue of that, I'm not having fun anymore. Like I don't really see that happening. And as long as you're still having fun, I feel like anything that happens as a result of that is just kind of like fine, like whatever. I probably should not kill that guy first. I should probably group everyone and kill them in a pile, because I can probably do that with decent results. It is pretty unfortunate though that I have to manually pull them. Hypervenom Gaming says there's still only a limited amount of stuff to do in online for Grand Theft Auto. So after years of playing, it's mostly repetitive stuff. Just doing the same few runs over and over again, except for little games that people make. I certainly don't know what I'm supposed to take from that. It sounds to me like you're saying that there isn't very much fun to be had in Grand Theft Auto, which to me isn't a problem about whether you're playing it for 2 hours or playing it for 10 hours. It's like, it sounds to me like you just don't really like Grand Theft Auto that much. Or maybe what you're saying is, which is opposite of what I thought you were saying originally, which is why I don't think that this is the case, but it's possible. Maybe what you're saying is, actually, Grand Theft Auto is a fantastic game to play for only 2 hours, because the only things left for me to do in the game are super repetitive, kind of boring missions that I can just like jump in, take care of, and then just like be done with or whatever, without having to like think about it too much, which is totally possible. But I don't feel like that applies in the same way to Skyrim. I mean, unless you just have like a maxed account in Skyrim and all that's left is the Radiant quests, in which case, what an interesting way to play Skyrim. You just like play the same character all the time, I guess. Hypervenom Gaming says, yep. Okay, so I fully misunderstood you originally, is what you're trying to say. That's interesting. Okay, fair enough. I don't know. It makes sense to play Grand Theft Auto that way if the only thing that you get out of Grand Theft Auto is doing the missions, but I think that Grand Theft Auto is specifically like the best experience that you can have in that game is from playing it with other people and having like a shared experience, in which case every time you play it, it's going to be, you know, largely fully unique, as opposed to playing it as a game that you're like trying to beat in some way, where I don't know, that feels like it would be, first of all, a gigantic, like titanic task, and secondly, not exactly a riveting one. But I've never finished a Grand Theft Auto game. I've never even beaten a Grand Theft Auto game, let alone did everything. I just don't see like the appeal personally. I feel like it wouldn't be a very fun time. Ruby says, I play a lot of games, just depends on what I want to play at the moment. I mean, that makes sense. Sure. I'm trying to tie this to the conversation. I don't know if it does. I think you just told me that you like to play video games, which is like, that's cool. Me too, I guess. Oh, hey, we got all the pieces of Exodia. Nice. But yeah, the way that I'm looking at it, as far as like short games, like specifically games that are poorly suited to being short streams, I don't really know of any other than specifically, especially challenging puzzle games, like maybe The Witness in particular. I could see that one being really, really rough because a lot of it is like learning and not something that you like can retain very well going forward, and it doesn't give you like notes of stuff. Like Myst similarly would be a bad experience, I think, sliced that way. Viper Venom Gaming says I had multiple maxed out accounts for Skyrim. That's the only way GTA is going to be fun now with a group of others. Solo is boring now after playing it since it came out. I mean, I just wouldn't play GTA solo, like, kind of full stop, to be honest. I mean, I say that I wouldn't play GTA at all, to be honest. I've never played it, the newest one, at all, and I'm probably never going to play it. And I'm probably not going to play the new one either, to be honest with you. I could see getting looped in to it as like part of a collab or whatever, but out of my own volition, like under my own power to like, you know, at my own discretion explicitly or exclusively, excuse me, there's just no way. Like, it's fine. Like, I'm sure it'll be a great game even, but like the time in my life for GTA is like well and truly past, I think. I'd be kind of worried about playing it for 2 hours with the homies though. Well, sort of. Only sort of. Because like, I wouldn't want them to feel like they have to stop this kind of the thing. But it'd be cool if they were like playing and you just like jumped on and played with them for a while. And then you just like naturally like pieced out after a certain amount of time. That probably would be the ideal situation for something like that. Ruby Fire says, I meant like I don't just play one game till I finish it. I'll go back and forth with them. I guess we high out some of this. You certainly seem like you would be at risk of the thing that Viper Venom Gaming is afraid of, which is unclear to me presently. But I supposed that it would be some kind of like worse gaming experience by virtue of playing games inconsistently, which is to say for a couple hours or something like that, rather than playing things in more solid chunks. Or playing things back to back. Which to me, what you're saying applies to the conversation such that you're saying you aren't worried about having a worse experience for having played games discontinuously, which seems reasonable to me. I'm certainly not worried about it. Sometimes I have like control scheme amnesia, if you will, or like if I remember playing a bunch of different games, and when I returned to a game, it was hard for me to remember how to play it because all of them played significantly or even dramatically differently from one another. And that was a little rough sometimes, but not so rough that I felt like it was like something that I couldn't just like overcome. And the longer I was playing a game, the easier that got. But the way that I imagine I would be playing games now, post RuneScape, which is really what I'm talking about, from my own personal experience, I imagine it's going to be pretty hard in some ways, because we're going to be, in theory, at least the way I imagine it happening, is I'm going to be playing through something, probably going to be like roughly 20 hours, 25 hours on average. So I'm going to be playing through something like basically what would be once a week. Like I could beat an entire game every week, but instead of doing that, I'm probably going to be doing every 3 weeks or so. I beat every 3 weeks. I beat 3 games in order Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, or whatever. And the problem isn't so much like, oh man, that's a lot of games to get through, but like that I'm going to be playing so many different types of games. I imagine that it's going to be like hard to get like into a rhythm almost at all, but I'm not sure. We'll see. I might have to like change it up. What I intended to do, which is what I did when I started streaming back in July, not of last year, but the year prior, was simply play it, like pick a game and just play it through and just play that game until it was done, which is way easier for me logically, obviously, but I don't know that that's gonna make for a good experience. So that's kind of where I'm like willing to compromise. Viper Venom Gaming says, yeah, my brother keeps asking me to play GTA with him or help him with missions, and I've been putting it off because I don't really want to get back on. I mean, I don't really know what to say to that. To me, it's like, just don't. like what do you owe money or something? Like, just don't. It's like, nah, man, I don't want to play that. And that's kind of like the end of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Certainly not going to put it off until GTA 6 comes out. I mean, I guess you could try. Viper Venom Gaming says, I'm afraid of playing a game for so long I get bored of it and don't want to play it anymore. You're afraid of playing a game for so long that you're done with it? I don't understand the idea. Most video games that I've ever played, I play until I'm done with them and I don't play them again. So like, that's what beating a game is like. You beat it and now you're done with it. Usually when I get credits, I stop playing the game. So like, I don't see a problem with that at all, to be honest with you. Obviously, you can play games differently, right? Nothing wrong with that. But it's like, yeah, no, it sounds like you're describing beating a game to me, bro. Yeah, no, that seems fine. What? Why did I move so far? Also, how did I not hit that dust devil? God damn. We are like very far from being done with this task as well. Ruby Fire says, I don't have the attention span to play a game for that long a time, unless it's like a matchmaking game like Marvel Rivals or Call of Duty. You don't have the attention span to play through a game that's like 20 hours long? I see. That would make it very different then. For me, yeah, no, that's not a problem at all. If anything, I don't really like being interrupted. Just generally. I just don't have it in me, like in my life, to stream for 20-hour blocks or whatever. Like, I probably can't conceivably do that and also like live and eat and shit. Like, I'll be fucking dying after a few weeks, if even that long into it. But generally, yeah, no, I don't really like taking breaks from things. They also don't really serve. Like, it's not a better experience for me for having taken a few breaks. And that applies to all games. It doesn't matter if it's Marvel Rivals, Call of Duty, or RuneScape or Fable or anything. Viper Venom Gaming says, so shorter bursts of gameplay helps instead of playing a single game for hours. That's why some games are better to be played in shorter lengths. It's funny because it seems like you're like coming to some sort of a conclusion, like, and this is why my thesis is the way that it is. But that's like roughly the opposite of what you were saying a second ago, actually. Like, this conversation started with something along the lines of, and we can go back and quote you, but it was something along the lines of, oh yeah, this is one of the only games I can play for a couple hours. And I'm like, that's weird. I feel like you could play anything for a couple hours. But now you're saying kind of the opposite, where it's like, these are the best games for playing a couple hours at a time. And I'm like, well, hold on. That's not what I was, that's not even, I wouldn't even have an issue with that. And it's like, what are you saying? It's like, I feel like you could play anything for a couple hours. Viper Venom Gaming says, still says, or also says, yeah, unless it's a really good game that I want to keep playing, prolong the end of the game. I know a lot of people who have that perspective on stuff, on games. One of my homies loves, what is it called? The Witcher 3, Blood and Wine is the last DLC or whatever. And I think that he never played that last DLC because he didn't want the game to be over. And similarly, my homie Screen Ride really loves Outer Wilds, but he also didn't finish the DLC in that game because, again, same sentiment. He didn't want it to be over. And both of those guys, I like fully don't understand the perspective. Like, I just don't get it. The way that, like, I would liken it to like eating a dessert, right? Like, if I love this cheesecake, right? Like, love it. I'm truly enjoying it. I'm not going to stop eating it so that I can enjoy it for longer. I just fully don't feel that way about it. Now, if we had an entire cheesecake, like a cheesecake, you know, for an occasion, like a celebration or whatever, I probably can't eat that cheesecake all by myself, all in one sitting, and I probably wouldn't want to, even if I could. So I definitely get the idea of eating a slice of the cheesecake every day, but the way that I interpret what they are doing, not necessarily what you are doing, because I don't know you the same way or what you're going about, is instead of taking a slice every day until the cake is gone, right? What I interpret that they're actually doing in their situation is they're taking that cake, the original cake, right? And they're eating half of it, right? Because they love it and they're enjoying it and they want to eat half of it, right? And then after they eat that half, the next day, instead of eating the remaining half, they cut that half in half, right? And they eat that bit. And the next day they cut the remaining quarter, right, in half, and they eat that eighth. And they do that forever, right? So that it lasts forever because they're always cutting it in half. It's never going away. That doesn't really make sense to me, because after a certain point, you're no longer eating the cheesecake. You're like smelling a molecule of it or whatever. Like, it stops being a cheesecake that you like eat anymore. It's just a thing that you haven't finished eating now. Ruby Fire said, and that's just my perspective, obviously. Ruby Fire says, yeah, I can't play a game all the way through all at once. I would need to take breaks on the way. See, with that point of view of the cheesecake, you eat it slowly, aka only playing a little at a time. That's not eating it slowly, though. That's like eating it literally as fast as I can eat it, right? If I'm eating a slice of cheesecake a day, that is the fastest roughly that I can do it without it being like maladaptive for my like lifestyle. Like, it's simply not slow. I could eat it slower. I can't eat it faster, right? Not without getting like literally sick, probably. So like to me, it's like fundamentally not a slow thing at all. Kind of like trapped with these. Also, why am I getting so much shit? I feel like I only end up with like one inventory's worth of stuff, but these dust devils are burying me in shit. I guess you can look at that as like a matter of just perspective, what is fast and what is slow. But to me, the thing that is fast is relatively the fastest it can be, right? And by virtue of that, like, Sans getting like actually sick, like maladaptive health concerns, like that is what fast is, you know, even if I am a snail. What a nightmare, dude. These guys just need to like chill out in the middle of this arena just like for 1 second. guess I could have just pulled him more towards the center and then hit him. I don't know. Whatever. I'm trying to figure out what I do with like this inventory situation. Dude, I hate how they always spread out. It's fucking miserable. I really need somebody to be in the middle of the arena and they're just always on the fringes. Setting up like that obviously isn't that hard. I can just do that every time, but it would be nice if they just hung out in the middle at least a little bit. Or even just one of them hung out in the middle consistently. So yeah, I think that this section is the like don't care section basically. But I guess I'm gonna use the rest of my charges because, I mean, fuck it, I guess, right? Like, it's what it's for. I'm not gonna have any room for these rune daggers. They're just gonna have to hang out. You know, I really did not think that I was gonna get locked into my staff, my scepter, because I couldn't switch to my Din's Bulwark. And I am very sad that I was locked into that. I really didn't expect that guy to get frozen there. Obviously inconsequential, but still sad about it. Look how many goddamn Exodia pieces we got. Jesus. Trying to think. So seeing that guy on top of those rune daggers made me feel like he might have been trying to pick them up, but I don't think he saw them, because the way this game works, as I understand it, is if you can see something on the ground, you can pick it up. Like if I kill an enemy and there's something on the ground and somebody else can see that thing that's on the ground, they can pick it up. There is no time delay of them being able to see it but not being able to pick it up. That's not a thing. But I feel like that is a thing, just not in RuneScape, and that must be then in Mabinogi, the other point and click game that I'm familiar with, which is such a strange thing. I definitely feel like it could serve in this game to have something like that, but I feel like it would mostly be useful to people who are scamming. So it's probably for the best that there isn't anything like that, but Mabinogi almost definitely has something like that, where like you drop something on the ground and it's, don't worry, it's yours for, you know, I don't know, a minute and a half or something like that. But if you leave it for any longer than that, anybody can come and take it. Not that you would really need to drop something on the ground for any amount of time in that game, generally at least, but I guess I could imagine a circumstance where that is the case. Yo, is that guy gonna leave those 50 soul runes just on the ground? What the fuck is going on over there? Because I am about to go pick up those 50 soul runes. That's a lot of fucking money. That's a blue stack. That's like 30k or some shit. Okay, well, they're gone now, so either he picked them up or they despawned and I was just too slow. Because while I did say that I was gonna do that, I wasn't about to stop doing what I'm doing. Like, I mean, I would have gone and done it now. I just wasn't going to stop the middle of the stack. Like, nah, we're not grouping them up again to go get it. That's crazy. Not like crazy, but like too much. More than I'm willing to do. Another 2 hours. Yeah. We actually end a little earlier than normal. So it's pretty likely, I would say. Very likely even, that we're not going to end up with wide enough experience today, which is okay. We're going to be like really close. And then tomorrow morning, we're going to be back on RuneScape as well. But that also means that we're going to be like back on RuneScape for Slayer for just a little while, to be honest. Just to like get this like set up. Because I don't think Savage is going to be there. Well, he could be there in the morning. That would actually make sense if he's like well adjusted and everything. What the fuck is that? Is that a Kodai wand? This guy has a Kodai wand. He's got a Kodai wand, ancestral pants, and proselyte on his chest. That's fucking crazy. It's a Black Knight set, but it's the same as proselyte. That guy's big fucking ballin'. He's doing that expensive ass Slayer grind. Holy shit. I mean, I guess in theory, he's actually saving more money than I am because he's not using water runes, but it cost him 150 mil for that thing. Probably more than that. How much is the Kodai wand? Oh, just 100. That's not that bad. I don't have 100 mil, especially not to spend on this. It's probably like fucking 2 max hit or whatever over what I'm using right now. So I don't know. Doesn't seem worth it at all to me, but that's just to me. I'm just a guy. If you're big ballin', maybe you look at the world differently. I certainly look at the world differently now that I'm trying to level up Slayer rather than like, you know, doing anything else. Like goading potions seem worth it to me for Chazar tasks, right? Speaking of, we got a Calphite task. That'll be good. Definitely do fuck with the Calphites. But yeah, that's also because I can afford a goading potion, right? I can, every time I lose fucking 300k or 500k or whatever doing a Tizar task, I can afford to spend another 50k to make the task, you know, twice as fast. Maybe not quite that long. 20 or 40% faster, I would guess. Seems worth it to me. And I imagine for him, if he's got, you know, 4 bill in the bank, like, yeah, sure, I'll drop 100 mil on this staff that is, or that this wand that is ever so slightly better, because like, why not? Saves water runes. Not that you need the water runes, but like you would have to stop and buy 50k worth of water runes now and then, and that's not like great, right? That is a waste of time. It's not expensive, but it is, you know, time loss. And if you're just trying to do it fast, more damage matters, and we don't really need to hang out for these guys. They're not going to give us anything we care about. Oh god, Abyssal Demons again. No, we won't skip it. Do we do it now? If we're a real one, we do it now because we're geared up for it. Okay, we'll do it now. I would like to do Cal fights instead because that task is more... It's less of a pain in the ass. Abyssal demons are definitely starting to weigh on me. And it's like not a moment too soon because we're like right at the end of the Slayer grind. So now's a good time to be like ready for it to be over as opposed to any time in the past. But I definitely would like to be done with Slayer sooner rather than later. And we're getting there. We're getting there. Just gotta keep it moving. 4? We do 4 of these? It seems like overkill, but we'll do 4, I guess. No, my tormented bracelet. No. We don't want to be doing this task for literally forever. I'll take the 40k rather than turning it into 60k maybe. I think you get a good amount of bonus. Probably not that much. I would only get like 60 extra or 90 extra. Oh, that's like 50% actually. So maybe it would be as much as that. What do I want? I don't remember what it was that I wanted. If I teleport away again, I'll remember. Dude. I don't know what it was that I just forgot. I swear to God, I know for a fact that if I leave this place, tormented bracelet. If I simply close this window, I know or if I like teleport away from here, I know I will remember instantly what it was. But at that moment, I was fully at a loss. It's not even like an important thing. Like it gives me 2 max hit and a little bit of accuracy. Like we would be fine without the tormented bracelet, but I came back for it. So like I need to get it now. It's crazy to leave again, remember what it is again, and then come back for it again. Like we're not doing that. We have to get it this time. And we did, but fuck. And that one barrage killed that guy, huh? That's fine. We'll just kill these guys and he'll be part of the next batch. Yeah, we're very far off on prayer still. Still, we got like 900k prayer experience on the Slayer grind. So I'm glad that as soon as I got to 98, I stopped because there was no way of knowing how much we were going to get from prayer. And we didn't do too much. We didn't do too much. And we can always do more. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll finish prayer or get prayer primed and ready tomorrow. Because that'll take a little while. Not long. Like an hour or something. Which means that we'll be like... I don't know. Let's see. So we'll spend an hour doing prayer, I would guess. We'll do Slayer in like 30 minutes. What else? Hunter, I guess? Hunter would be fine. Tears of Guthics, that'll take like 10 minutes. We could sell stuff out of our bank. That'll be fine. Probably good even. Might take a while as well. Sure. That seems like a plan for tomorrow. Let's get rid of some errands. Bro, come on. You have like 1 HP. Die. Thank you. Thank you. Why are you making me cast 5 times. It was like 3. But waste 15 ticks. And you could just die to the first one. Save us both time. And allow you to respawn faster. Oh, what a terrible cast. Like, actually miserable. I don't even know if, like, that's a... If that's workable. Like, it might have fucked this up so bad that it's, like, a problem. Yeah. This guy lost... Hello? Switch? What the fuck is happening? Why is everything taking so long for me to switch items? Just be normal for a second. Shit. All right, we did it. I feel like when I pull these first guys, right? Like I start with this side and I pull those guys in. I end up standing next to them for way too long. Somehow, even though I'm only standing there long enough, but my intention is only standing there long enough to stop them from teleporting. But they're stopping them from teleporting is like enough for me to attack again. Maybe it's because my tick speed, my weapon's tick speed is either their tick speed or also right, like 1 tick slower or something like that. Maybe that's what's happening. That makes sense for them to be either 4 or 5 tick themselves. But it definitely doesn't. Isn't that the same guy from before? I think I saw that guy with the blue moon staff. He had a black slayer mask though, so maybe not. Again, I traveled so far away from that guy. It's very strange. It's like they're true tile moves, but they're visual. Like the tile that they are physically standing on didn't move. And by me going over here to catch up with them, they reset to where they were. So like I like run past and then kind of double back or something. It's very, very weird. I don't understand it. I'm pretty sure it's a true tile thing though. It's got to be that. Also, attacking to the left or to the right is fucking terrible every single time, and I hate it. That's probably the biggest reason why I don't like this task. In retrospect, it's a good task in that it's got a good rate, but every time I attack to the left or the right instead of attacking in the middle, I hate this task because it's wrong and suboptimal enough that it probably slows down the kill like in a substantial way. Because it's not only a cast that doesn't hit the whole thing, but it also is a cast that like ends up fucking the one side versus the other situation. Or like, that's why I always end up needing like a bridge Abyssal Demon. What the fuck was that? I was like getting red X. Like I was clicking one of them when I was clicking all the way over here. I don't know what was up with that. I don't understand why this guy's still here. I don't understand why that guy's there. I just don't get it. This guy, in my opinion, both times that I stepped here and then stepped away, he should have stepped forward, but he didn't do it either time, and I don't know why. Okay, so what happened just then, I stepped here because I didn't want the guy I was standing on top of to step to the left. And in the moment that I stepped here, he stepped to the left. And I'm like, this task is fucking terrible and I hate it. Like, fucking Abyssal Demons, dude. This task is fine if you're using a Venator bow and just AFKing them. Grouping them up sucks and is terrible and I hate it because they never fucking want to act right. The better I get at like doing this stacking method, the more I hate this task because it feels like they punish me for not doing anything wrong. Like it just sucks sometimes. Like I just get punished for having bad RNG, basically. I don't know why that guy's there. I guess I just missed him, but whatever, it's fine. But yeah, a lot of this feels like I'm getting punished consistently just because not exactly skill issue. Like this guy died, right? The guy in the middle died. He just happened to die. There were 2 guys on the left and 1 guy on the right, and I was perfectly casting every time. I think I was perfectly casting every time. And I just get fucked. Like, sucks to suck, idiot. Like, you shouldn't have hit the one in the middle so goddamn hard. Like, I guess it's terrible. And now, as I complained about it, the guy teleported to the middle, so it was fine again, right? It didn't matter. But if that doesn't happen, it's just like, yeah, no, you just don't get to do the thing in an optimal way. Switch the thing, cast the magic, switch the thing. That's another thing. Like, I don't like how I keep feeling like I'm like locked in animations or some shit when I'm clearly not locked, right? Like, the reason I threw 4 darts is because I clicked on a target and waited 8 ticks or whatever, right? But I felt like I was trying to switch my stuff out and like make something else happen, and it just didn't work out that way. And I don't know why. I definitely hit that guy on accident. Because it shouldn't be this bad to just like simply consistently hit the guy in the middle, for example, and also to switch weapons and then hit the guy in the middle. It's not like it's complicated, right? But for whatever, oh my God, please die. For whatever reason, I just keep fucking it up. These Abyssal demons, bro. I threw 2 there when I was only supposed to throw 1. I didn't switch the scepter, so I threw 2 darts for no reason. That time I just fully missed the spec. Like, I missed clicking the spec button. I don't know why this guy didn't move. I think he should have. I guess we're just gonna ignore him because I don't understand. Like, why isn't this guy over here? Did he respawn during the spec? If he's missing any health at all, that means, oh my gosh. Whatever, it's fine. That means that I hit him, but he just like lost interest. I guess I ran. Where? He spawned like right here. I don't know. I don't get it. It's a fucking mystery. The more I understand about mob tactics and shit like that, RuneScape AI and all that, the more I'm like, this task sucks. Abyssal Demons is bad, actually. It's a cool concept. You have 2 rooms of enemies that you're like trying to pull at the same time. This guy lost interest again. See, he did it again. It's a cool idea, but will you please fuck completely off, Quizmaster? Please fuck completely off. Yeah, I've never had so much pain from the random event guys as when I'm trying to stack fucking Slayer mobs. Like, can you please leave me the shit alone? I get it. I understand why, because everybody who follows you for a random event, they end up where the Slayer stack ends up, because that's what the movement tech that you're doing is supposed to do, like what you're trying to accomplish basically. But every time it's like, dude, you're in my way. Could you politely go to fucking hell? I double through there because I'm bad. Like, please fuck off. I'll let you know when I need you, which is never. Please leave me the fuck alone. Unless you're a genie, I guess. I'm okay with it. If they all just gave me the shit without like interrupting me, it would be fine. But most of them are like, oh, I'm gonna teleport you to fucking who knows where. Well, not exactly. Most of them want to play a mini game basically. And I'm like very much not interested. I'm busy with some shit. I'm busy complaining about Abyssal Demons. Can't you see that this is the most important thing in my life right now? I keep hearing the fanfare. I swear to God, I'm going fucking crazy. The fanfare of like the task being done. I keep hearing it. And it just doesn't, it's not happening. It's just not happening. I just want it that badly that I'm like actually genuinely hallucinating in a way that is probably benign, but I am not sure that it is. I'm sure that it is. I don't actually, I'm not sure that it is, but I imagine it's fine. I just want to be done with Slayer. I want to be done with Slayer more than I wanted to be done with other skills. That's for fucking sure. I certainly don't have infinite patience is what I'm learning, because goddamn. Abyssal demons are starting to feel like a bad task. This task should be one of the best like in the game, and it isn't close. And I'm like, I'm getting gamer mad at them for not being right because I can't do it fast enough, and also because there's at least a few aberrant circumstances, like circumstances where like I don't feel like they should be doing this. That's the main thing though, is like even when I'm stacking Dust Devils or Choke Devils or Necreals or whatever, there's some shit that's like weird that happens every now and then, which is fine. But the thing is when that weird shit happens, it happens as like part of the stack, and whatever, we just pull them in the next stack and it's done. When weird shit happens here, it can happen on either the first stack or the second stack. If it happens on the first stack, it like makes me want to fix it so that I can get the second stack, or so I can get the second group onto the first stack and then do the whole group or whatever, right? Where if it happens on the second stack, it's like, okay, well, whatever, we'll just leave that one dude or whatever that's missing. But even then, it can also happen on the first stack as I get the what the fuck is happening? As I get the second stack, which means as I'm trying to freeze the second stack, the first stack just like splinters off and kind of just like fucks off and does their own thing, which is terrible, like truly fucking tragic. It's the opposite of what I want so badly, because then I have to like get the first stack again and also make sure that the second stack, I had to do the same time trial again, but this time, you know, with shame. Not quite, but that's the best way I can describe it. I just feel like I have already can you please just focus? Attack this tile, this tile, this. This is why this task is stupid and it's terrible. Like, actually, it's fucking miserable. Look at this. There's a guy here and there's a guy here. I can't hit fucking either of them. Just, I mean, I can hit either of them, but I can't hit both of them. Like, fucking terrible. Actually terrible. These guys are actually fucking misery. Kill them with a fucking Venator bow or don't kill them at all, because this task is stupid. I'm over here busting my balls trying to make sure that they stack up right, and they just completely fuck off all the time. Jesus, it's just not worth it. I did not mean to step there, but I guess it doesn't matter. Whoa, whoa. Okay, well, moonwalk onto the tile that I wanted you to attack, I guess. That's fine. We should probably end soon. I'm obviously losing my fucking mental. And I do have to eat food again as well. So yeah, I'll tell you what. You didn't say that you were on your best behavior, but we will still enter on the end of their stream, because obviously I'm losing my fucking gourd and there's no reason for me to be popping off on Abyssal demons of all things. In fact, let's just go now. Not like literally right now, but like in just a second. Because we don't need to be here. We'll just do the rest of the task when we get back. It'll be first thing in the morning. We'll have plenty of time to get it done. Prime Slayer. It'll be great. It'll be great. Let's right on out of here. And there's also an ad break coming as well. And we don't need to hit you with an ad. What's your name? Wispin White VT. No, I think we raided Wispin like really recently, which is fine. Yeah, just a few days ago. But today is the very, very first day of Camp Wispin, which is a thing that she does every single summer. She starts it off with a birthday stream. In this case, it's a 12-hour stream. Right now, she's reading a bunch of happy birthday cards that she got from people in her community. I don't know most of the people in her community, but I am newer to her stream, and I do appreciate her stream very much. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm sure it's going to be a good, positive experience. Be on your best behavior. Wish her happy birthday, and I'll see you guys later. My stream starts again in like 9. It starts at 9 a.m. So in like, I don't know, 10 hours, something like that. You'll see. I'll be around. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.